try to change him and don't let him change you. Stay who you are. Stay healthy. You try to change, it can't get any better. You get worse.
My first memory of Daniel is when we were, I don't know, 6 or 7 at Word and Spirit, the praise team night, and he was an MC. He thought he was so cool. He was like the rapper, and it was hilarious.
My first memory of Jeorjia, I remember when I was probably, I don't know, 11, 12 years old. Jeorjia and her family came to our church, and I remember actually the Sunday they came, they walked into the door. I remember seeing them there. I actually walked around a little bit spiffier than I usually do, just because I saw some new girls in the church. And so that was the first time I remember meeting her. But then some memories that really stand out to me is when she used to come to the church. I remember we had a 50s night, and she was dressed obviously in all 50s attire, had a poodle skirt on, and I hadn't seen another woman look so good in a poodle skirt. So that was one of them that stood out to me. Look into your precious eyes. I love you from the.
My first impression of Daniel on our first date was, I was just blown away with how he was such a gentleman. I mean, we had hung out as a group once before, and we all ordered coffee. He remembered my favorite coffee, and so on our first date he brought it to me, and I just couldn't believe that he actually listened, and he's just awesome. Pretty good, laid back, sweet guy. My first date with Daniel was a haunted Halloween trail. I absolutely love Halloween.
Those of you who've never been on a trail, haunted trail with Jeorjia, if she ever invites you, do not go. Say absolutely not, it's not happening. I love you, Jeorjia, but don't do it. She beats you up.
Everybody had kind of chickened out and wouldn't go with us. Jonathan is a scaredy cat, so he was out. But Daniel agreed to take me.
When she gets excited, she chops and pinches, and it was a very interesting date.
It was pretty interesting. Our first date, we actually held hands because it was a haunted trail. So I wasn't sure if he was trying to hold my hand or if he was just going along with me being scared, but it was pretty awesome.
But my first impression was, Jeorjia. She's, Jeorjia's Jeorjia. If you know Jeorjia, she's fun and exciting, and so that was the first date. And, ever since then, we've had a great time together. So.
I think my most embarrassing moment was actually pretty recently. As a family, we went to the Alabama Theater in Myrtle Beach, and I had a cute little sundress on. And I'm standing there in front of the huge glass double doors, quadruple doors, and someone opens them, and it was a Marilyn Monroe moment. My dress went all the way up. It was crazy.
The most embarrassing moment I've had with Jeorjia, again, so I warned you guys earlier, don't go to haunted trails with Jeorjia. So me and her probably on our 3rd, 4th, 5th date, it was in the same month. We went on a haunted trail, and it's actually, you rode on the back of a cart that pulled y'all down through a trail, and it was the gentleman next to us. He got hit in the eye a couple times. I got punched a few times, got kicked. I think I might have got. You are my beloved.
I like the most about Daniel is that he is so calm, cool, and collected and consistent.
So what I like most about Jeorjia, I would say, is her passion.
He doesn't waver. He is who he is, and you always know what you have with him.
What I love that once she gets an idea in her head, not only an idea, but something that she wants to go towards, she goes towards it with all her might. She goes to it full steam.
What do I like least about Daniel? I'm very much a doer, and he's very much not. So, he marches to the beat of his own drum, and I definitely have a higher pace rhythm, but he always gets it done.
So what I like least about Jeorjia, she's extremely passionate, and whenever she makes a decision about things, she goes for them full-fledged, and she's extremely, I guess she can come across, you know, she's a little hard-headed, so when she makes a decision on something, that's her decision, and you know, that just goes back to that passionate thing, I guess.
The words I love you, and you're beautiful. Now that the wait is over,
I knew I wanted to marry Daniel when I just thought to myself, this is as good as it gets.
I think the first time I saw her worshiping,
It doesn't get any better than this, and he is the one for me.
I've always wanted a woman who loved God like I do, and wanted the same things that I want. And once I saw her go into that mode, that worship mode, and just saw how much she cares for not only God but cares for people, it just really made me know that, you know, she was the one for me.
promise me you'll always be.
The night Daniel proposed, I was actually really sick. I had an awful cold. I was really tired. I had worked a 12-hour day, and I just wanted to come home and go to sleep.
So the night I actually asked Jeorjia to marry me, we went up to a restaurant in Charlotte, Dressler's. It was actually, we'd had this long conversation. She kind of knew it was coming. She had an idea I was going to propose at some point. We had talked about it. But I told her there's no way in the world I would ever propose on Valentine's Day, because hopefully none of you guys in the audience have proposed on Valentine's Day, and I don't mean this in any other way for you guys, but for me it was just, I wanted to do something a little more original.
He was very persistent in the fact that I get ready and we go for dinner. And it was the day after Valentine's Day, so we just had that big snow. And I thought, you know, he just wanted to celebrate, and we were late doing Valentine's dinner. So reluctantly, I just kind of half threw something on. I didn't pay much attention to my outfit, and I went. I had no idea. I probably would have wore something different had I known. But I never saw it coming all the way until he was on one knee. I had no idea. It was awesome.
So I really pumped it into her head I would never propose on Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day came and went, and we weren't able to go out. I think I had to work a little longer than expected. So on Saturday, Valentine's Day was on Friday, on Saturday we decided to go out to celebrate Valentine's Day, and I ordered a ring like a month prior. It came in that day, and I just kind of threw everything together at the last minute, decided to do it that night. So we went to a nice restaurant, got down on one knee, had already spoke to her dad, and you know, asked her to marry me, and thankfully she said yes.
When you throw back your head, I love the way you always reach for my hand when I get out of bed.
Future plans with Daniel, I think we're going to be millionaires. Woo woo. We're going to do our best. I know that God is blessing us in so many ways. We have great family and friends, and I would probably say kids in 3, 4, 5, 10 years.
I definitely want to have kids.
Daniel's going to say kids in 2, but you know, we'll just see how it comes.
But for the grandparents, it's going to be a few years, so don't get your hopes up too much. Both of us want to wait a little while before we have kids. Just have fun. You know, Jeorjia's a super fun personality. I try to keep up with her, so you know, we just want to have fun for a little while, and you know, have kids in a few years, and just pursue, you know, what we're doing in ministry, and you know, just want to do it together and build each other in that aspect.
I'm very excited to see where life takes us together.
Belong to you. I belong. Whoa,
people in our lives that have fed our relationship, I would say my parents, just having them as a healthy role model and what to expect and to understand what love is. I would also say his parents, in the sense of a great spiritual leadership. You know, helping us have the ears and eyes and discernment to understand what God's telling us and where He's directing us in life. And I would say all of our friends and family who just love us and support us for who we are and who we are together.
I would say the people that's been there most for me and Jeorjia in our relationship, obviously our parents. You know, my parents have had a huge influence in my life and, you know, raised me to, you know, to treat a woman right, and hopefully I've done that with Jeorjia. I feel like I have. And obviously her parents, you know, Jeorjia, I couldn't ask for anything any better. You know, she's the most perfect woman I've ever met. And then on top of that, our friends, and, you know, we've got, you know, a very close-knit group of friends that, you know, it wouldn't be the same without you guys. So, thank you.
Mom, Dad, I just want to thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for everything that you've done for us and for me. And thank you for being who you are and what you've shown me a happily ever after is. Thank you for being spiritual leaders and for loving me unconditionally and walking me through every step of the way, and just having a heart of gold and being who you are in my life, in our life. And this day wouldn't be any more perfect if you weren't here. You're amazing. I love you both.
Barefoot in beauty with eyes that blue. The sunshine sure looks good on you, I swear.
So, Mom and Dad, I just want to thank you guys. You know, I hope that you guys know how much that you have influenced me. You know, one thing that I don't take for granted is the way, Daddy, I've always seen you treat Mama, the way you've always taken care of her, the way you've always treated her like a lady, and Mom, the way you've always, not only, you know, it goes beyond just him doing it, but you accepting it and you being there to support him, and, you know, me seeing that from you guys really building me what I want in my own relationship. So just thank you guys for just the support, and not only the support, but the example that you guys have been.
'Cause baby, when the ground starts shaking, you gotta know when you got a good thing, you know you keep on bringing it out.
Sissa, you are an amazing woman, I swear. You're always there for me. You're there for everybody, and you always go above and beyond. You're a great wife, mother, sister, friend, daughter. You're amazing, and I hope you realize how important you are to me and how you really make me who I am. I love you very much.
Don't let go. Hold on to the love we're making.
To my brothers, what would I like to say to my brothers? Well, I need to think about this for a second. I love you, right? Hopefully both of you guys know that. Jonathan, you know, you remember you kept telling me the other day you're going to beat me in that race. And for all you guys who are listening, Jonathan said he was faster than me, could run faster. We did race the other day in the parking lot, and it was pretty embarrassing for him. So I did want to make that public, Jonathan. Jeff, I tried to extend something to Jeff to race me, he wouldn't do it. So I'm calling you out publicly if you want to step up, be a man, see if you can take the title. I'm here for you whenever you're ready to go. Love you.
Oh, you gotta know.
Oh, you gotta know.
You gotta know.
So her story, I'll let her handle this because she's the talker in the relationship.
We were little, I don't know, maybe 7, 8, 10, I don't know, but my family started going to Word and Spirit, which is our church now, pastored by his mom and dad, and we would have, Miss Evelyn would designs all kind of skits and dances and plays and stuff. And so I remember I was a 50s girl in a poodle skirt, and I thought I was hot stuff. And Daniel over here was rocking like blue jeans rolled up, slick back hair, and he was the MC for the night, and he thought he was it. And I caught him looking at me a couple times, but you know, I'm thinking, oh, whatever. So I would say he probably started there. He kind of had the hots for me then. And
she had the hots for me then. You can ask her parents to tell you.
Anyway.
Won't Bella tell them?
So, I don't know, life kind of took our families in different directions, and we changed churches, and Daniel was going to a private school and I was in public school, so we just kind of lost touch with each other. And then he started working in Lancaster at Alltel, and I also had just moved to Lancaster and was a hairstylist at my first salon ever. And I remember going in Alltel to pay a phone bill, and I told him he should come get a haircut, and so he did.
A few times.
He did. He came and got a haircut. He says it was a bad haircut, but
listen, it was the worst haircut I've ever had.
Oh, it was not. It was not. He was so lying to you. Anyway,
it's much better now. She's phenomenal now, but everybody has to start off somewhere.
I said it was my first salon, so
yeah, everybody has to start off somewhere.
Zip it. So anyway. I think you made your point. So from that point, we still just kind of talked casually, nothing serious, and then I think that was pretty much it. And then it was just like randomly we would kind of hook up, you know, one way or the other at different times, but it was never consistent for whatever reason. You know, we never really hung out consistently. It was just kind of our paths crossed here and there. And then I started coming back to Word and Spirit, and I think I went for about 6 months and just kind of was absorbing the Word and just kind of enjoying where God was leading me. And I feel like I came to the place to where I was ready to entertain someone so fabulous. And I feel like it was vice versa, as far as it's amazing how timing and so unexpected, so sudden, so easy, so perfect. Just, it was definitely set up and arranged divinely by God. I really can't think of another way to explain it. But it was such an easy transition. It was just wonderful. Yeah. That's about it. And then, you know, since he had the hots for me all along, he just could not wait to pop the question. So he took me out to a nice restaurant, and he just begged me to take his hand in marriage. So anyway, so of course I said yes. I don't even think I can describe it and do you justice. You're amazing. You're godly. You're manly. You're strong in many different ways. You're a blessing to everyone that you come in contact with, and an abundance of blessings to me and in my life. I am one lucky girl to have a guy like you, and it doesn't get much better than this. I love you very much, and I am happy to be Miss Levister.
That's. Yes, I run to you, Lord. Yes, I run to you.
So, baby, you know, I just wanted to let you know. Obviously, you know how much I love you, and honestly, ever since I've met you, you know, the last 2 years we've been together, I've fallen more and more and more in love with you. The more I get to know you, the more sides I see to you, the more I fall in love with you. I can only imagine that's going to get better and better with marriage. Probably the only regret that I have with our relationship is that we didn't connect sooner. But I'm looking forward to our life together. I'll always be here for you. I'll always take care of you. And honestly, I'm glad that we're married. I'm glad that that part of the marriage is done. Even the marriage itself, I'm glad that we've done it. I'm just excited about moving forward with you. I love you.
And now we're here talking to you, and so if you're watching this, then I've already missed Levister. He's already said his vows. We got him locked in. So, welcome to our reception, and thank you for being a part of our journey along the way, and we love you all very, 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 very much.